Good evening. Gosh, you sound very serious. You sure in the right place? So yes, my name's Mary, and I think I'm kind of a baby comedian, in that's not that I make jokes about babies. That came out wrong, didn't it? I've only been doing this for a year. In fact, this is only my third gig, so I'm a real newbie. So please be gentle with me. But I seem to have kind of stumbled through my life being accidentally funny, which is probably how I ended up here in the first place. And I want to give you a couple of examples. The first one, it happened a really long time ago now, thank God. And I've moved many times and I've changed my name since then. So they'll never find me. But I was at a work conference. What makes this worse is that it was actually a Church of England work conference. And it was a kind of 48-hour thing. And the first evening we gathered, we sat down for a meal, and it was a really classy place because the starter came with a glacé cherry on the top. Now, personally, I think glacé cherries are an abomination. But also, I was with a bunch of people who I was either trying to impress or I didn't really know, and so I didn't want to be that kind of picky person who left it on the side of their plate. So I did what I thought was the socially acceptable, polite thing to do. Word of advice. If you're at a work conference with a bunch of people you have to work with for the next kind of 48 hours, some of whom are bishops, don't ask if anybody would like your cherry. It's really, really awkward. Well, there's a thing that used to happen to me a lot when I was a young adult. And you'd be down the pub and sitting there, chatting away, you've got your pint, and you take a big swig and somebody says or does something funny, and you're like that, don't you? And it strikes me you've got one of three choices here. You either do the kind of controlled thing and you dribble it back into the glass, but let's face it, you're never drinking that again because it's got floaters in it now. Or you do what you really want to do and it's spray it all over the table, which probably sounds funnier than it would end up being. Or you do what I have tried very hard to do, and you control your reflexes and you force that fluid down. Now, I've got very good at this, and what most people would do at this point is they would just move on with life, wouldn't they? They would carry on with the conversation. You know, you didn't spit it out, you've done well done. Not Mary. Oh no. Because now I've got an audience. Oh yes, the whole table's watching. And what did Mary say to her almost entirely straight male friendship group? Don't worry, lads, I always swallow. Oh yes, I can hear it now. And I understand now why they found it so hilarious. It took me an embarrassingly long time to work out why they found it so funny. We are talking years here of me doing this again and again, because let's face it, they were doing it on purpose. Oh yes. When I finally realised what was going on, I was so repulsed, I think is probably the term, that, well, all you really need to know is, yes, I am a lesbian. There is no doubt about it. So I've been clothes shopping recently. My daughter's getting married, which is terrifying. And I have a kind of love-hate relationship with it, because I love clothes, but I don't love most women's clothes, because I'm not kind of stereotypically feminine. And there's a whole long list of things that I, won't or don't wear, frills and flowers and butterflies and anything pink. But for the love of God, give me proper pockets. What is it with pockets? Men's trousers, okay? Their pockets are so big. I have a pair of men's trousers at home, and I know this to be true. You can get a mobile phone, a wallet, a bunch of keys, a bit of spare change, and you've still got space in there for a bit of a fumble when you're bored, haven't you? Women's trousers, on the other hand, if those pockets are actually real and not just pretend things, you're lucky if you can wedge a non-applicator tampon in one of those. And if you do, for God's sake, don't try and sit down, because it's going to forever. Now, I have a theory about this, and my theory is that this is a conspiracy by handbag manufacturers. Oh, yes. Oh, have you not got space in your pocket for your car keys and your phone bag? Don't worry, have a lovely handbag. Look, it matches his shoes, sets off the whole outfit. It's only 70 quid. Yeah, it'd be great. I can't carry a handbag. I look like I'm in dodgy drag. It's ridiculous. And besides, you know what happens, don't you? If you are the person in a group carrying a handbag, everyone wants to put their shit in it. Oh, yes. Oh, can I put my phone in your bag? Thanks. Can I put this thing I just bought in your handbag? Because I didn't want to spend 10p on a carrier bag to spend the environment. Can I put this really heavy hardback book I just bought in your bag? Oh, thanks. Do you know how I know this is true? Because that's what I do. Oh, yes. Now, I've been with my wife for just over 10 years now. And, thanks for that. I think I deserve that. She's a very, I'm a very lucky woman. That's the ring. Hi, my love. You're not being heckled by your own wife on stage. What's it come to? And over the course of those 10 years, what we have come to realise is that almost everybody in our families, hers and mine, is neurospicy in some way. Everybody except for her. She is the only neurotypical in the house. And a little bit of context here is that she is an autism specialist teacher for Birmingham City Council, and she is brilliant at what she does. But it strikes me that for her, living with us is a little bit like that woman in the 70s who lived with gorillas. Probably not the one on your stomach, though. But for us, she is the special needs kid. Oh, yes. Do you know, it's taken us 10 years to train her how to load the bottom rack of the dishwasher. I'm not even going to attempt the top rack. There are too many variables and her little brain will never cope. And I find myself watching her doing things. And I know I shouldn't do it, but I just watch and I go, wait, why are you doing it like that when it's the wrong way? You should do it like I do it, which is the right way. And every now and then I can't keep that voice inside, and it goes something like this. It goes, my love, I love you. Don't take this the wrong way, but why are you doing it like that? And at this point, she will do one of two things. She'll either go, fuck off, which is fair, or she will say a phrase which strikes equal parts bemusement and terror. And she will go, dunno, I wasn't thinking. I'm sorry, you weren't, but how does that work? Do you mean to tell me that you don't have some kind of constant subroutine running in your brain, analysing every single thing you do, and telling you just how badly you've cocked up and what you need to do next time to be better? No, that's not a thing. No, apparently neurotypicals have autopilot. And the reason I find this so scary is that if you believe what we're told, neurotypicals are the majority of the world's population, which means they are running shit. And half the time, they haven't got a fucking clue what they're doing. They've got no idea. How is it that society hasn't already completely collapsed? I'll tell you how. Because we have covert neurospices in all the important places. Oh yes. Do you need to stop aeroplanes flying into one another in the middle of the sky? Get yourself an autistic. Job done. Or do you have a really knotty, complex problem, you need some out-of-the-box thinking, you need an ADHD kid for that? Problem solved. Come to think of it, how come the human race ever got off its collective arse, sitting around its cosy campfire, having small talk, and spread across the globe? Because the ADHD kids are there going, what's over there? And what happens to my kids? Does anybody actually know where the bison go at the end of the summer? I'm going to follow them. And how come they had a campfire in the first place? Well, I can tell you. There is only one type of person in the world who has the sticking power, the tenacity to sit there for hour upon hour, banging together tombstones. Admittedly, they were probably only doing it because it made a really cool sound. But eventually they got a spark, and they did it again, and again, and again, and you can be absolutely confident that fire was brought to humanity courtesy of autism. So the next time you find yourself, rolling your eyes because yet another comedian's told you about their ADHD diagnosis, or, dreading going to that family party because you don't want to get stuck with the boring uncle who always talks about his train set, or, some random woman offers you a cherry at a party, just remember, we're the reason you're all still alive. Thank you very much.